The Seattle Storm, once a symbol of excellence in the WNBA, is now facing a storm of its own. Long revered for its championship pedigree with icons like Sue Bird, Lauren Jackson, and Breanna Stewart, the team is now grappling with internal allegations of harassment and bullying. The accusations against the coaching staff, led by head coach Noel Quinn, have shocked the WNBA community and ignited an investigation that could alter the course of the franchise. Multiple players have come forward, triggering an investigation that could reshape not only the Storm's future, but the way professional teams handle internal conflict. With players like Nneka Ogwumike in leadership positions and emerging stars like Caitlin Clark causing friction with the Storm, the stakes have never been higher. Will this investigation uncover deeper issues, or could it lead to a much-needed overhaul? The allegations, which emerged publicly in the wake of troubling experiences shared by several players, center on the toxic environment fostered by the coaching staff. The pressure on game days and during practices reportedly crossed a line, from striving for excellence to creating a climate of fear and hostility. As details from the ongoing investigation surface, the spotlight now falls squarely on head coach Noel Quinn, whose reputation as both a former player and coach is now under heavy scrutiny. The law firm leading the investigation has revealed a range of troubling claims. Players have described practices where intense confrontations blurred the line between pushing players and bullying them. Some athletes felt singled out and targeted, and as the tension mounted, the atmosphere became unbearable for many. This issue isn't limited to Quinn's leadership alone. It points to a deeper cultural problem within the team. How did such issues go unchecked? Why wasn't there more transparency or accountability from management? These questions are now front and center, threatening to unravel not just the team's reputation, but the integrity of the entire WNBA. The timing of these allegations is telling. The departure of franchise cornerstones like Sue Bird and Breanna Stewart left a leadership void. The team's younger players, without the guiding influence of these veterans, struggled to voice concerns, and the coaching staff's decisions went largely unchallenged. What appeared to be a championship-caliber team was, in reality, splintering behind the scenes. Reports suggest that the investigation wasn't sparked by just one or two isolated grievances, but by multiple players' accounts. This breadth of input underscores the systemic nature of the problem. The team's internal culture, once celebrated for its unity, now appears fractured, with the investigation revealing troubling divisions within the locker room. As president of the Women's National Basketball Players Association, WNBPA, and a player on the Storm, Nneka Ogwumike found herself in an incredibly difficult position. While her dual role seemed ideal, reports surfaced that players were reluctant to share their concerns with Ogwumike, fearing her alignment with the coaching staff over the players. This created a further divide within the locker room, with players reportedly holding meetings without her, signaling a breakdown in trust among the team's leadership. The optics were damaging. The Storm, once a cohesive team with a clear identity, now seemed fractured, with internal divisions spilling into the public eye. One of the more dramatic moments of the season came during an on-court incident involving veteran player Diana Taurasi and rising star Caitlin Clark. A heated moment during a game sparked a social media firestorm when Taurasi was caught on camera bumping into Clark. The incident became emblematic of the broader friction between the established players and the league's new stars. Taurasi's actions, though seemingly a minor altercation, symbolized the growing divide between veteran leadership and the next generation of talent. For Clark, it was a moment of maturity, as she remained unfazed. For the Storm, however, it highlighted the tension between old and new, a reflection of the internal struggle they were facing as a team. The clash between the league's established stars and emerging players mirrored the friction within the Storm's own roster. As the investigation into the alleged mistreatment continues, the Storm face a critical juncture. How will they rebuild? Will they address the toxic culture head-on, or continue down a path of denial? The pressure is mounting for them to take proactive steps to regain the trust of both the players and the public. Off-season discussions have already begun, with rumors of potential coaching changes and roster overhauls. The question now is whether the Storm will embrace the kind of leadership needed to rebuild, both on and off the court, or if they'll continue to struggle in the shadow of past glory. While the Storm are embroiled in controversy, the Indiana Fever have emerged as a model of resilience and growth. Under the leadership of President Kelly Kroskoff and General Manager Amber Cox, the Fever have built an organization centered around collaboration, support, and clear vision. The arrival of superstar Caitlin Clark has injected new energy into the team, but it's the team-first mentality that has truly set them apart. The Fever have created a culture of unity, where players support each other both on and off the court, in stark contrast to the fractured dynamic within the Storm. The Fever's rise serves as a blueprint for what the Storm could aspire to: strong leadership, an empowered locker room, and a focus on the collective good over individual egos. The difference between the two teams has been noticeable, with the Fever thriving through strong, inclusive leadership while the Storm grapple with internal turmoil. Seattle's upcoming season will be a litmus test of their ability to bounce back. The question isn't just about fixing internal issues, but about rethinking their entire approach to leadership, culture, and team dynamics. The Storm's path forward could redefine their legacy if they are willing to confront their challenges head-on. For the WNBA, this situation is a reminder of the importance of building strong, transparent team cultures. The Storm's experience, alongside the Fever's success, could serve as a critical learning opportunity for other teams in the league. How organizations respond to the evolving needs of players, balancing leadership, accountability, and empathy, will shape the future of the league. The Seattle Storm's struggles this season are a sobering reminder of how quickly a team's fortune can change. Talent alone is not enough. Trust, unity, and clear communication are essential elements for success, and the Storm must now decide whether they will address these fundamental issues or continue to flounder in the wake of their past mistakes. As the WNBA watches closely, all eyes are on Seattle. The Storm's next steps will be crucial, not only for their future, but for the future of the entire league. Will they learn from their mistakes and rise again, or will their legacy be forever tainted by internal conflict? Only time will tell. But one thing is certain: the league, the fans, and the Storm's players are all watching closely. One thing is certain: the WNBA is watching, the fans are watching, and the Storm's next steps will be remembered for seasons to come.